Hey, what's up guys? Joker here, and I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Today we are going to be taking a look at a few news stories in the world of tech and PC gaming. First up, we'll be talking about the next generation of consumer NVIDIA and AMD graphics cards and a little bit of a better idea of when we can actually expect to see these graphics cards releasing out into the market, as up until now we haven't really had anything specific, but we've got a little bit more information regarding that, so maybe we get a better idea of exactly when they are going to be releasing. Also, it appears that in response to the launch of the 10th generation Comet Lake CPUs from Intel, that AMD is dropping prices on some of their 3rd generation Ryzen SKUs, which is only going to mean good things for you guys, the consumer. And last up, it appears that Bethesda is going to be dropping the controversial Denuvo anti-cheat technology, which was implemented in an update recently after some bad backlash from the gaming community. But first, today's video is brought to you by MMORC.com, where you could save money on games for all of your favorite platforms, as well as software like Windows 10 Pro, which you can get for just $15, as well as Office 2019 Pro and Office 365, and if you act right now, you can get an additional 27% off with my code JOK27 at checkout, and that'll knock the price down on Windows 10 Pro from $15.29 all the way down to $11.16. And of course, they accept a wide variety of payment from PayPal to credit cards to Bitcoin, so be sure to act now and hit up the links down in the description below. So first up, let's start off by talking about graphics cards. Now, we all know that the current rumor going around is that we're going to be seeing the next generation of GPUs from AMD and NVIDIA launching sometime around Q3, Q4 of 2020. We'll probably see announcements around the time of Gamescom, which typically does take place in August. Although, obviously, with things going on in the world currently, those timelines could change and stuff like that. But according to DigiTimes and an article which they published just earlier this morning, they had this to say in their article. They were talking about how sales have actually been up in the first half of the year, which is typically slower in terms of graphics cards, but because of the pandemic, it's actually been driving up sales of GPUs as well as notebooks, as people have been needing these devices for more working at home scenarios. So sales have actually been pretty good across the board for GPU manufacturers. And in this article, they also say, and I quote, "With AMD and NVIDIA set to launch their next generation GPUs in September, graphics card vendors are expected to cut prices for older generation products, stimulating demand even further in the 3rd quarter of 2020. So there's quite a bit to unpack there, but obviously first is that they are expecting to see next generation GPUs launching in September, which gives us a little bit more of a specific narrow timeline for when we could expect to see the 3000 series from NVIDIA and also hopefully RDNA 2 or Big Navi from AMD, which I think we're all excited to get a look at. I know I'm definitely highly anticipating testing those against the 3000 series and see what AMD can do, but also as an enthusiast gamer, I am definitely looking forward to seeing the 3080 Ti, which I'm assuming is probably going to, get the crown again as the fastest graphics card in the world, just like the 2080 Ti has now. Although I'd love to be surprised by AMD, I just don't really think that's going to end up being the case. So I'll probably see myself using a 3080 Ti for the foreseeable future once those are available, and hearing that they're coming out in September definitely excites me, as that's only about 3 to 4 months away from right now as we can see these. Now, also in this statement, they mentioned that we're going to be seeing price cuts for older generations to keep stimulating the market and also to likely get rid of some of the inventory that they have on current generation graphics cards, which is definitely going to mean good things for you guys if you want to get a high-end powerful GPU, but also save yourself some money. It appears that price cuts could be in the very, very near future. So definitely keep an eye out for those. Might not be the best time to upgrade right now if these price cuts are going to be coming as soon as we hope. So it's definitely something worth keeping an eye out on if you're looking to build a PC. However, one part that maybe is worth grabbing right now would be a CPU. Obviously, with the 10th generation launching yesterday from Intel, which I covered along with many other tech channels out there, it seems like almost in a direct response, AMD has cut prices on some of their CPUs, most notably the Ryzen 9 3900X, which only launched about 6 months ago, for $500 and was actually kind of hard to find initially, although you can readily find them right now, and the price is actually even lower. Over on Amazon right now, you can grab this 12-core 24-thread processor for just $420. I will leave a link over to Amazon down in the description below if you do want to pick it up. These appear to be in stock right now as they're available to ship in just 1 to 2 days. So $420 for 3900X, which if you saw the numbers that I covered in testing this versus the 10900K, in terms of gaming performance, the 10900K does win, but you know, that's at 1080p we tested as to eliminate a GPU bottleneck. At 1440p and 4K, those numbers get even closer, and your ability to tell the difference between the two would be pretty much negligible. And you know, even though the 10900K is faster for gaming, the 3900X is faster for productivity type of stuff. And now with the price being $80 less than the 10900K, which I've already heard is almost impossible to find, and selling on third-party retailers like eBay for over $1,000, it makes the 3900X even seem that much more viable as an option. And just $420 for 12 cores is just insane that we're seeing that now. And you know, they're pretty close to Intel in terms of gaming, better in productivity, and now cheaper. Really just driving home that it seems to be the better value from AMD, especially if Intel can't keep inventory on the 10900K, which I've seen some people even saying that this whole 10 series is nothing more than a paper launch. I don't think we're going to be able to determine that, you know, immediately, but, you know, it's kind of looking that way, honestly. Now, as I said, Amazon's got them for $420, but other retailers have them for even cheaper than that. Micro Center has them for $390, so $30 less even than Amazon. So sub $400 prices at Micro Center. That's definitely, I would say, a must-buy if you're in the market for one of these CPUs and you can get to a Micro Center to pick them up. They have over 10 in stock at my North Jersey store here in Paterson, New Jersey. But I do believe these stores are closed, at least in the state of New Jersey. Now, in other states, that might not be the case, but we've had pretty strict lockdown, rules ever since the start of the pandemic, and pretty much you can only go to like grocery stores and pharmacies and stuff and liquor stores, more or less. Electronic stores like Best Buy have been closed, gyms, restaurants, movie theaters, pretty much anything else that's considered non-essential has been closed here in New Jersey. So I don't think I'd be able to get to the North Jersey store to actually pick one of these up, but in your state that might be different. I did look at the online shop on Micro Center, and it said it was an in-store purchase item only. So if you can get to a Micro Center and you can get one of these for $390, I would say do it. If not, Amazon for $420 is also a pretty damn good deal. Now, last up, but certainly not least, I wanted to talk about Doom Eternal, which recently had its first update. It actually went almost like a month without having a single update to that game, which is pretty impressive. Although once that first update came out, it was immediately met with a lot of backlash from the gaming community because they implemented the Denuvo anti-cheat. Now, obviously, this is different from the Denuvo anti-tamper technology, which we know as DRM. This is an anti-cheat, but made by the same company as Denuvo, and obviously with the gaming community's, opinion of Denuvo, whether or not it's, has any merit or not in terms of how it affects things like game performance, people were obviously pissed that they opted to use Denuvo anti-cheat in the game, and as a result, the game completely got review bombed. If you look on this chart here over on Hex's from Steam reviews, you could see it had pretty much positive reviews going all the way since the game came out back at in mid-April, and then all of a sudden, once this first update came out with Denuvo anti-cheat, the red has completely taken over, and just review bombing has been rampant on Doom Eternal. And in a direct response to this, id Software is going to be removing it. They pretty much summed it up by saying this directly, that we're currently working on a PC-only update, version 1.1 for Doom Eternal, that will remove Denuvo anti-cheat and address a number of crashes in the game. So it seems like there's going to be some stability fixes for the game, and also removing the Denuvo anti-cheat. Now, whether or not they'll be implementing another form of anti-cheat, which obviously remains to be seen, but at least they're getting rid of this. So it seems like the community this time, the vocal community, has won. Whether or not the anti-cheat was actually causing any problems, I don't think really anyone can determine that in any form of certainty, but definitely it just left a bad taste in a lot of gamers' mouths, and they didn't want to see this being put into Doom Eternal. So if you were against it and you spoke out about it, it appears that gamers are getting what they wanted, and it is going to be removed from the game in the very near future in version 1.1. So that's good to see if it's something that was bothering you directly. Now, that's all I've got for you guys today in the news for tech and PC gaming. I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. If you enjoyed this one or learned anything new, don't forget to leave a thumbs up on it and subscribe if you're not already. Drop us a comment, leave your opinion on any of the stories we covered here in this video. Sources will be linked down in the description. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got for you guys, so I'll see you tomorrow in the next video. It's all right.